Hi, my name is Dr. John Douillard. I want to talk to you today about chocolate. I just finished a whole series of articles about chocolate and found some really cool things and some fun facts. One fun fact is that when you actually add milk to chocolate, making milk chocolate, it actually inhibits some of the antioxidant benefits of chocolate. So that wasn't such a great idea. Well, turns out that for hundreds of years, chocolatiers have been making chocolate not to boost medicinal properties and cognitive function, but actually to make it taste good. And I think they did a really good job of that. It's only recently we've had all the science saying that it makes us smarter. And one study in the New England Journal of Medicine recently found out that countries that eat more chocolate actually have more Nobel Prize winning scientists. So if you want to get smart and boost cognitive function, definitely think about eating more chocolate, according to some of the studies. Now, there are many chemicals in chocolate, over 300 in fact, many of which we really don't know much about chocolate. We know that some of the benefits are from the antioxidant benefits. There's chemicals called anandamide, which comes from the word bliss in Hindi, that actually supports cognitive function and mental clarity and happiness and joy, and that may be why we all get happy when we eat chocolate. But new studies show that actually when you eat chocolate, it doesn't actually get digested in your small intestine. Some of the flavonoids go all the way down into your large intestine and feed certain microbes. And when people eat more dark chocolate, they actually have more bifidobacteria and lactobacillus and a lot less bad bacteria like Clostridia when they eat dark chocolate. So it turns out to be one of the most classic prebiotics to boost your gut microbes. And we have this thing we call the gut-brain axis, where all the chemicals from the gut go right to your brain. So if you eat dark chocolate and that happy factor goes all the way down to your gut, then your gut can send electrical signals to your brain, make you happy. It's sort of how it works. Your gut chemicals, microbes, send electrical signals to your brain and induce mood, happiness, clarity, function, all these wonderful, really cool things. So this is the new science about chocolate, understanding, like everything else, it affects the 90% of us, our microbiology, and here chocolate does it just like almost everything else, which I think is pretty cool. Now, the big debate that seems to be brewing, and I did a lot of research digging into this, is whether raw chocolate or cooked conventionally heated or roasted chocolate is better. Which one's better? And on the surface, you would think, well, anything processed, heated in the conventional way probably isn't that great for you, and raw chocolate would be actually better. Well, it was really interesting digging into the science, and I went through step by step the whole process of making chocolate. And one of the things that they do when they make chocolate conventionally is they ferment it. And when they ferment the chocolate, it actually helps kind of when they dig out the cacao bean from the pulp of the fruit, it's got all this gooey sweet stuff on it, and they put it in a box and they let it ferment. All that sweet creates lactofermentation and sort of cleans the fruit, kills the germination process in the seed, so that stops happening. And it actually supposedly increases the flavor and decreases the acidity, makes the chocolate taste better. That's sort of why they do it. Well, raw chocolate doesn't do that. Turns out that it's probably a good thing, because that process, even though it makes it taste better, it definitely reduces some of the antioxidant properties that are naturally in chocolate. So that was not a bad idea. There's also a thing called Dutch chocolate. I don't know, when I was a kid, we used to think, oh wow, Dutch chocolate is way better than American chocolate. And it turns out that that's a process called alkalization, and they alkalize the chocolate to make it less acidic and again taste better. Well, that also turns to make it taste better, but reduces the antioxidant properties of the chocolate. So here we are, some good news for the raw chocolate, but then when it got to the roasting part, that's when the research went out the window. Turns out that in one study, if you roast the chocolate at like 70 degrees centigrade, it doesn't do much to the flavonoids in chocolate at all. But if you roast it at 120 or above degrees centigrade, it boosts the antioxidant properties by over 600%. Now, I don't know why it does that, but that's compelling evidence. Now, you got to remember also that all the studies that have been done on chocolate, at least maybe 100, if not 100, very close to 100%, are all done on conventionally processed dark chocolate. Very few, if any, were done on raw chocolate. So we know that the conventionally processed dark chocolate really does work and deliver benefits, because there's just hundreds upon hundreds of studies for that. So that's the good news. what we would think is that raw chocolate would make it even better. But the studies really aren't in yet. And I know online, you go online, there's so much information about raw chocolate and it's better and better and better. And maybe it is. There are over 300 chemicals to be evaluated and tested. And I don't know that that's been done yet. When you go and really do the research and try to find the science, there doesn't seem to be much of any science supporting this incredible difference between raw versus cooked or heated chocolate. The darker it is, no doubt about it, the better. I am a believer, though, that in time, as we begin to discover the chemical nature of raw chocolate, that some of these chemicals are going to be degraded when you heat them. It's probably a good idea to do it raw. On the flip side of that, that bean that comes out of the fruit is so bitter that no human could eat it in its natural state. It's super, super bitter. So maybe it required some heating, some processing to activate its bouquet of chemical, nutritional, therapeutic benefits for us. And that's one of the things that we've learned over, thousands of years of eating chocolate, was to take that cacao bean and cook it in a way to bring it to life, and eat the fruit raw, but cook the bean and make it something more potent. So anyway, the research clearly in my mind is not in. At this point in time, I don't think we have to all run out and eat raw chocolate. I think that there's plenty of benefits with really good quality dark chocolate. And I think that the research is coming in. I'd love to see anyone who has some of that research as it comes in to please send it to me, and I will share it with everyone, because I'm very interested. We have a handful of chemicals that have been studied with chocolate, and we have hundreds that we have really no idea how they work, how they respond to the process. So I'm hoping that down the road, like almost everything else, the least we process and touch things, the better. But I went into this article thinking that's what I would find, and I didn't find it. So please help me out if you know something about that. I'd love to share that if we can get some good science to back it up, and keep this door open as we continue to investigate the benefits of both raw and processed or roasted dark chocolate. Thanks for listening. I'm Dr. John Douillard.
This recording is brought to you by LifeSpa, where ancient Ayurvedic wisdom meets modern science. Get access to free health video newsletters by Dr. John at lifespa.com. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.